Guys.com presents Paradise, Louisiana. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Rasponi, and I'm here, right here at Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane, and seemed a little slow this morning. I guess that cool front that's on the way, a cold front, about first freeze is on the way. So I know the duck hunters have been waiting on it. They had, like cool snaps that came by and brought some ducks down. But I got a mixed report. Man, do I got a duck report for you. There's one or two places right now that, even before this cold front, they were really killing ducks. They stunned. They don't understand it. So I'll bring that to you. We're going to make a little visit with Chad Champon. Matrix Shad, the young man is probably the most knowledgeable young man I know of right now in the Pontchartrain Basin and all those areas. He's just amazing, and his information he has on his website and what he shares with us is unmatched. I'm going to tell you what, I know I fish with a lot of the great captains, and they've always been full of information. I'm talking about Dudley and Mike Gallo and all them guys in Venice. Now these young captains I'm talking about these young captains over there at Island Marina and Hopedale and all those areas, and they're tremendous. So I recommend them. But let me tell you what, if you got any questions at all, you go to that website and see Chad. So stay tuned. We're going to be back. We got a good duck report, and we got some sad people. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana, Superior Bait and Tackle.
Why choose Barbecue Guys? Because this is Barbecue Guys. Not only do we have the largest online selection of grills and outdoor furniture, top-notch customer service, affordable financing, and 3D design services to help you tie it all together, but we also know what it is you love most about outdoor living. Time spent with family and friends. Combined with our expert advice, you'll have everything you need to design your dream outdoor life. Stop by our showroom today.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Well, guess the time is now. Catching beautiful speckled trout on such a well-known area. And what's crazy about this year that I've never seen before, dressed up in got our heavy equipment here. It was pretty doggone chilly this morning, but the crazy thing is, as cold as it is this morning, this area just got hit by a Category 2 just 2 days ago. How crazy is that? Hurricane 1 minute, cold front the next, but it looks like the hurricane brought in some speckled trout right after the World Series. I will sink the grease, but this is certainly not the norm on the size of the trout that we're used to catching on the trestle. They're a little mixed up today. I'm either getting a really good one or a 13, 14 incher. So it's two different crops of fish in here. Not much in the middle. It's either a 2 to 3 pounder or a schoolie. But we just throw him on the floor for a second. We're using the gizzard shad, X shad, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. At least the reason why I chose this one. So I started on the north end this morning, and like I said, we just had a hurricane. We just came off of a cold front. We had a lot of northeast winds, north winds. The last few days, the water was really pretty on the north end, but I didn't get but one bite. So I really felt confident on the trestle. I wanted to stay in here today, give it a look. So I just started coming down the bridge. Now I figured the further south I got, the dirtier the water was gonna get, as with those north winds. But that's okay, you know, you don't have to fish in the cleanest water you can find. You know, I don't wanna be, my magic thing that I always look for, as long as I can see the head of my trolling motor when it's in the water, that's clean enough. So when I'm coming down the bridge just now, I'm just looking for anything to maybe spark my interest. I mean, it's a very long bridge. The fish can be anywhere in here. And I'm coming down the bridge and I see a whole flock of seagulls and pelicans and little terns all sitting in the same area on the bridge, which tells me, in theory, they're probably resting. That might be where some shrimp and pogies are coming through. That's what they're feeding on. So any kind of observation I can find, whether I got to use birds or, like we talk about all the time, the loons in the water, which I've only seen one loon today. That's more of a wintertime fish. It's gonna make me stop and give it a try. So I stop right at the birds. The water's stained, a lot more stained than it was on the north end, but I'm getting way more bites in this area, as obviously this is where the bait's at. All right, when fishing a trestle, we went over this several times. I typically like to make 45-degree angle casts, basically leading the boat in the direction the boat is going. Now, typically I like to fish left to right, just because I'm right-handed. It makes it a little bit easier. But today I'm going right to left, just simply because the wind's light out the north. I don't have any certain area that's ganged up with these fish. I'm just letting that light north breeze just blow me down the bridge. I'm making real long drifts. These fish are spread out and picking off the few that I can catch as we go. So instead of fighting the wind going into it, going left to right. So got a nice little north breeze, making 45-degree angle cast. That way, by the time the lure hits the bottom, I can come straight, lined up with the pilots that I threw at. All right, there's several different styles of strikes that we try to dictate out here, pay attention to. This is deep water jigging with a current, sometimes a moderate chop. They're not gonna be ripping the rod out your hands. This is not simplistic fishing like we went over in several of the previous episodes before it got a little chilly, where you just cast and reel over the grass flat. This is more, a little bit more in depth, a little bit more in detail. So let's talk about some of the different styles of strikes. This is why we try to use that high vis matrix line. These are a couple of the strikes that you can be looking for out here. The first one, probably one of the easier ones to feel or notice. We call it that you got thumped, which means whether it's on the way down or after you pop it, it's while the lure's falling, you can see the whole line will jump. Now typically when that happens, it's the bigger fish, the bigger trout. It's because they suck it in. That suction they have is so ferocious, it makes the whole line jump. So the fish might not move, he's just sitting down there. That wasn't a thump, but that is a fish. Not a big one. See? Usually it's the big ones that give you the thump. Let me take this one off and I'm gonna go over what a thump is, you know, what to look for with a thump and what that kind of strike was. So, like I said, a thump, you're gonna feel that in your hands. It's a pretty ferocious bite, you're really going to see it. That little light bow in your line, you're going to see it jump. Like I said, a lot of times it's like a 2, 3, 4 pound fish. He comes up to the bait, he looks at it, he decides he wants to eat it, and they have that suction force so where they can suck that lure, or they think it's a bait fish, into their mouth. That's what makes the line jump. Now that fish right there, that's a very common bite. That's one of the reasons I popped the lure really hard. I didn't see anything there. I didn't feel anything there. I simply went to jig it. He was sitting on it. That's what we call that. He's sitting on it. Or you know, when we're talking to one another, what are the fish doing today? They're sitting on it today, which means they're not really attacking it. You go to jig it once, the fish is on there, and then when you feel that pressure, you just keep coming up with the rod. Go ahead and set the hook. We always say hook sets are free, which means a lot of times we feel any kind of weight or something off, we got to set the hook, nothing was there.
For sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And this is a duck report. You know, we all know this coming weekend, and it's going to be the first split. It's going to be in the first split on December 6th. That's statewide. There's a lot of people sitting out there right now bragging and surprised what they had in the first split. We don't know what's coming second split. I talked to Larry Reynolds. Larry said he ain't seen no big changes from his numbers, and he ain't getting any reports that would change his mind. But, you know, at the opening weekend, he saw ducks. But with the food availability for the ducks, he's not sure. He's not going to make a prediction. He said he wants to see what this cold front does, and he'll get back with me and let me know. So also, Larry, you know, he welcomes any kind of report you want to send him. If you got a good one, or you got a bad one, or if you went from good to bad, you know, contact Larry. You know, email him, or just call, leave something on his phone over there at Wildlife and Fisheries. So he can be more accurate than anybody in Wildlife and Fisheries. If you got anything in a report, you sure help him and be, you know, with your reporting. Also, and then you can't complain anything, you got a bad report. So I'm gonna start with some bad reports I got. Okay, in Whiteville, in Ville Platte, you know, the little lakes, Whiteville, they had a lot of hope, but it went sour. Brian Briggs, Pat Morrow, and all my friends have been hunting over there. They're not doing well at all. You know, killing 3 and 4 blind, sitting out there, they're not seeing the ducks. So they don't know what the problem is. Up in Arkansas, my brother, he's in the best duck place in the world. He bought some land up there, a lot of geese, but they're not seeing the ducks. He was planning on staying all during Thanksgiving. They all came home. They were a little bit disappointed, but then again, they got water in the woods. Some of them places don't have water as far as the field. So we're going to see about that. See if the cold front or ice storms, whatever, send some more down. The Bullers, my grandson's in-laws, they thought they had the first good weekend and around Miller's Lake and them. They did good, but this past weekend, 2 or 3 ducks. They put blind, same thing, bad. Highway 71, Buckley and them didn't do any good. He's definitely going to go this Wednesday coming up. He said, I'm going to be there this front. It's got to push them down. He had mixed reviews. Some of his brother and them a little further down killed something on opening day, but they're doing it. Good reports. And this is just happening now. Blake Swallow, Strap and Stringer, both in the Delta and in Catahoula. Now, you know, Catahoula water was high. He said, if you don't get no more rain, a whole lot of rain, and it bring the lake back up, they're killing both divers and polar dogs. So, and he sent me some pictures, and I will let you see right there how, you know, this is the same old stuff when we go to Straps and Stringers. You might have, I got to correct myself. Chris don't like it. I ain't Straps, it's Strap and Stringer. I'm going to tell you another thing about it. He's got some openings. Because of these corporate people, because of this pandemic, they've been cutting back. So you can go to his website, Strap and Stringer, and he has openings, especially been second split. But if you get watching this on Wednesday and something, he might have opening in the weekend. So you might want to call him or email him or whatever and get over there. Excuse me. Jimmy Corley's another one I talked to him. He's over there at Waterfowl Specialties out of Shell Beach. He's doing blasts and casts. He's doing both. He's killing ducks. He's one of the people in that area. And it's like he don't limit out every day, but he's killing a lot of variety of ducks. He's killing both. He's killing widgeon. He's killing ringnecks, but he's also killing teal and gray ducks. And you can look at some of the picture here. Them guys made a trip from Tampa, and you see how here they were over there. Not only as a blast and cast, they're going out and they're catching smorgasbord of fish. They're catching redfish, bass. You can see in this picture sheephead. It's just unbelievable. So I might mention him again. My other good one is Top Gun. Kobe Daniels been having fair and ducks and grading geese. Well, I talked to him last night. Yeah, he sent me some pictures. He said, yesterday the duck showed up. He don't have an answer for it, but he has openings. So that's Top Gun. You go to a website and go to email him or call him or do whatever you got. Call me. If you lose the number and you want to call me, 225-937-1133, I'll give you any one of these captains. I'll give you that number, the cell number, and tell you how to get in touch with them. Remember, normally they don't have any openings, especially right now. But right now, with the corporate people not letting their people travel, there's a lot of cancellations, and you can probably get in. They ain't invited me yet, though. They're still scared of black cloud, I guess. So now, the best report still all over has been Ryan Lambert, and he don't understand it so much. He says, I don't know, but I'm hunting. I talked to him again yesterday. I've been talking to him every week, during the week. I said, how you do, Ryan? He said, most of the blinds are doing good. I'm doing great.
We're here on the 3rd day of duck season at Cajun Fishing Adventures. We've got a 4-person limit before 8 a.m. with Captain Ryan Lambert.
Good windy day, huh?
Very good.
What a beautiful hunt. And Lainey, this is Lainey's first big duck hunt. Did you like it?
I loved it. Can't wait to go again.
She's got pointing dogs, but she's never seen that kind of work. Yep, it's a good time. I don't know what the season's going to bring. We had 7 hurricanes, but right now we have birds, so let's go fishing this evening.
Last week I left out Lewis D. When I talked about Lewis D. He was the only one in my brother's blinds or the blinds at Old John. They had water, he was killing ducks. My brother ain't had no water. They've been praying for it. They get it back. They're killing another thing, 2 or 3. Yeah, almost a limit. Him, his son-in-law, and his grandsons. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. We'll be back with a fishing report.
For sidekicks. For those who see the glass half empty. For those who see it half full. For those on the right. For those on the left. for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Why choose Barbecue Guys? Because this is Barbecue Guys. Not only do we have the largest online selection of grills and outdoor furniture, top-notch customer service, affordable financing, and 3D design services to help you tie it all together, but we also know what it is you love most about outdoor living. Time spent with family and friends. Combined with our expert advice, you'll have everything you need to design your dream outdoor life. Stop by our showroom today.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Binny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Binny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fish Report. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't remember in months or maybe a year that I got the reports that we're getting from Pontchartrain Basin. It's unbelievable. All the captains I talked to are catching fish, especially in Island Marina over there. Clint and Mike and all the captains over there, Miss Angie and them, even Miss Angie and them went out. They've been working. First time they up almost back to normal. You know, 7 hurricanes, all those marina dealers or the landing dealers. You know, you're talking about Campos and them and Jack Payne and Delacroix. And I'm talking about in Venice, the Butlers there, and then Fouchon and Moran and all them. These are all people catching fish now. They got shrimp. And their buildings are not back like it should be, especially over there in Golden Meadow and Fouchon, but they're catching fish. I mean, this is the time of year they normally do. People are off for the holidays, Thanksgiving, they're catching fish. Dulac, John Bernard, he fishing out of T. Irvins and all these people here. He was catching them on the Gulf, the Glow and Chartreuse. Right now he's catching them on fresh shrimp. That's it. Under cork, doing the same thing. Like I said, in the Fouchon, you see those people using live shrimp and they're fishing the rocks. See, Mr. Rudy, I was telling you, he's still catching them. Whenever the weather's right, they're going out, they're catching them. Both of the marinas got live bait too, by the way. And this time of year, you know, a storm minnow or cockahoe for redfish, it's unmatched. It's unbelievable. And specks too. Because when we fish Venice this time of year and we fish in the runs and the drains, when we used to get them in the jump, we put a Carolina rig on with a cockahoe minnow, and you better hold on. I'm talking about 25, 30 foot of water. So Venice right now is good. They're catching bass in Venice and everything else. I'm going to go back to Jack Payne and them in Delacroix. Jack and them, the further out they get, they're catching more fish. Now, Campos is Shell Beach. Jimmy Corley and them, you know, he duck hunting in the morning. They're going out and they're catching fish. They're catching bass. You see in his picture, they're catching sheephead. They're catching redfish, flounder. Flounder's got a run going on right now in Pontchartrain. But that's the same thing out in Marina. They're going in the marsh, they're going in intercoastal, they're catching bass, catching those bass with shrimp under. Now, you know, I like to fish the spinnerbait, and I catch every kind of bait. But you saw it in pictures right now in that basin. Chad catching everything. This is one of his all-time favorite. Just tight lining. This is the matrix shad, the Creole shrimp. That's the color. I'll show you this. And these have been hot. Everywhere you go, people are telling me the power bait, the saltwater, the shrimp, the glow chartreuse, and I forget what they call the deadly one here, but that's the color. You see all the sparkles. Maybe we'll show you a picture. But Gulp, the same thing with Jimmy Corley and them. They would catch them on the Gulp the other day. Just the white and chartreuse Gulp under a cork. So Miss Angie tell me they're running birds in and there. Everywhere you hear, they're catching fish in there. Now, I'm going to go to freshwater. My best report is still Big Sac-A-Lait, Old River, and Morganza. Before that river comes up, it gets over that lake, then do it. I had a couple of reports from the spillway, but I didn't have it this week. It's an old report. And boys would tell me they're back in Pigeon, and they're also catching them around Old River. They were going in dead end canals and catching some big sac-a-lait. And they're catching numbers. Old River, here's a picture with Glenn Davis. He was out there fishing with Blaine one time, and he fishing by himself or with his friends right now. Glenn Davis that runs the sac-a-lait tournament. Glenn is unbelievable. He sent me these pictures. He sent a box shot. I asked him to. He usually don't, but you see him holding up the size of these sac-a-lait he's catching it. David Pissolot, I saw him coming out the store in Central. He told me, he told me the same thing, man, the fish are there. If you're looking for numbers, you might have to get you one of those, what you call it, shot, the scope, live scope. He said you can find in big schools. He said, but me fishing my old one, you know, the outside trees, all the runouts around the piers, he's using a blue ice and a Bobby Garland, and he's catching some big fish. So that's the fishing report. I don't think I left out anything. Please send me a report. If you're catching fish or you're doing blast and cast, please send it now. I don't know. I don't know if I got a deer picture or not this week. I don't believe I did, but I know. Oh, yeah, I do have a deer picture. Yeah, the young boy up there in Grant Parish, here's his deer. This is his first deer. He was some happy. He got that famous last name. Some people call it DuBois. Up there they call it Dubo. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Come see us next week. I hope we got more information.
BBQGuys.com presents Paradise, Louisiana. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.